if you want to change, it's not enough just to change what you're doing. It's also important. It's also necessary to change who the people that you're around. The way we act is not only according to what we think, but much more importantly, much more dependent on the people that we have in our lives. When God judges people, He judges a person according to the people that he's around. We see this in the story of Noah, that on Rosh Hashanah we mentioned that one of the things that God remembered is He remembered Noah and the Teva. And what that means is, even though Noah was not a Jew, and it would be interesting that we're mentioning that Hashem remembers if it's talking about Noah, is because it's telling us that although Noah was not worthy of being saved from the Mabul, from the flood, because he didn't go to the flood until the water came up to his ankles, so he didn't really believe that the flood was actually going to happen 100%. He thought God would not keep that word, so he deserved also to not survive the flood. But being the fact that Noah, comparable to his generation, he was a tzaddik b'dorotav, comparable to the people that were in his time, he was a tzaddik that was enough to save him. And also that's why we ask in Rosh Hashanah that Hashem judges us according to the people that we're around, and comparable to those people, that's how we perform. We see that Adam and Chava, the test was not just if they'll eat from the forbidden fruit. That alone Adam could have protected himself from, but what he didn't protect himself from was from the nachash, from the nachash, the snake that was able to convince Chava through persuasion and influence. And that's what a person is constantly expected of, is it's not only the test that we're going through, it's the people that are in the test that make the most difference. So there's much more weight to the people, the who, than any other question of the 6 questions. In every area of life, we could ask the 6 questions: who, what, when, where, why, how. But the most important question usually is the who. And we don't give it enough value. It's not just what the business model you have, but who you have with you in the business model. It's not just the marriage that needs to be worked on, but it's who are the people who are involved, the whole system that's around this marriage that could be affecting this marriage. And every time we want to be able to clarify something, the who has a very big, heavy weight on that decision. The same thing is true also. We find that Ashur, he left the city of Bavel, where Nimrod was building the tower, and the Tower of Bavel, and he said, I want to be with these people, the Pasuk says, and he went and he built the city of Ashur. This is the reason why, although it doesn't make sense to us so much why Yonah, the prophet, many years later was sent to the city of Nineveh to save it. Many cities were destroyed over history for sinning, but specifically Hashem wanted to save the city of Nineveh. Why? Because since Nineveh was built by Ashur, Hashem specifically wanted to save the city of Ashur, because Ashur was built by Nineveh, who left the city of Bavel, where they were rebelling against God. He left his socials. He went to a new place to start a new start. And because he did that, Hashem said, I want to save the city of Nineveh. So he sends to that city, he sends Yonah. One person like Yonah can save a whole city. He can bring them to be more aware. And even though this was a problem on the Jewish people, that now we see that one prophet could tell a whole city and they'll do tshuva. How come by the Jews it wasn't like that? But since Nineveh did such an act, Hashem respects that so much that a person, he plays with the different people that are involved in his life. He changes the players in his life. He automatically changes his choices and his decisions and his temptations and what his version of normal is. Our version of normal is really dependent on the people who we have in our life. Tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you're going to be. The same thing is true also when it comes to our sleep. Our circadian rhythm is dependent on our friends. Tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you what your circadian rhythm is going to be. That inner clock of when you're going to go to sleep and when you're going to wake up is going to be dependent on the people that you associate yourself with. So if you want to sleep, you're going to have to change the people that you're friends with if you want to sleep better. If you want to also diet, if you're going to have the friends who respect and look up to all types of fancy foods, and they make a big issue out of tasting and trying all types of foods, and they make a big issue of pleasure, so then it's going to be hard for you to be able to keep a diet, if you're sitting at Krispy Kreme and you're going to say, hey, I'm not eating anything, it's going to be much harder. Get out of there. So the same thing is true is with anything that we want to change, we first have to ask ourselves who the people are involved. So if you want to change and solve a problem, you don't have to outsmart the problem. You just have to out who the problem. Andrew Carnegie once said, take away my factory, I'll just build a factory across the street. He says, take away my workers and my factories will grow weed. So focus next time, not just changing your habits. Focus next time also on changing the habitat, the people that are involved, the environment, the normal. Make a new version of normal.